Good evening, everyone. So yeah, the tail cone, the critical component showed up this morning. Actually, post office right down the street, so I didn't wait for the delivery truck. I went to the post office this morning. I just had him hand it over. I woke up, checked my email, saw the delivery, or saw that it was there, and I went and got that thing first thing this morning. So after playing with it and test fitting it and taking a lot of careful measurements, I was able to get everything to determine exactly how far back the body tube needs to be protruding from the end of the airframe for this to. There's a little shoulder on here, so to get that screwed on and seated into the shoulder and get the centering rings right so that the fins sit in there right and all that. So I was able to get that done, and will now be I'm now free to assemble the fin can. I don't know. It is now it's 9:45, and I just left the barbecue. It was a church. I got invited to a church barbecue. I'm expecting hamburgers and hot dogs, and well, it wasn't hamburgers and hot dogs. It was 2 different kinds of brisket, 2 different kinds of sausage, huge ribs, venison steaks, smoked wings, mac and cheese, baked beans, coleslaw, the entire works. It was unbelievable. So I put away about 5,000 calories of various meats, and I'm not the most focused or sharpest minded person right now, but I've been looking forward to this for so long, and I think I can slap the glasses on, mix up a batch of epoxy. I've got my lines for the fins all carefully marked, so I'm just going to see if I can't do a nice neat job. I'm going to use the JB Quick Weld adhesive, so that'll give me a quick set time where I can get things stuck on there pretty fast. I'm going to use that pretty much everywhere, and then I'll use the 30-minute for the fillets, and that's plenty of strength, man. I'm looking at this motor retainer that I used. This was Quick Weld as well. I mean, that is this motor tube will tear apart before this bond breaks. That's a fact. I can tell just by looking at this. This is literally welded on there, so I have full confidence in the JB Quick Weld. I don't think that's going to be an issue at all. So, but I do have the regular JB Weld, which is basically a 30-minute epoxy. It has a lot more. It's a lot thinner and is better for fillets, and it is stronger by about 1,000 psi. But I mean, that's almost 6,000 psi rated. Again, the fins and the rocket's going to come apart before the bond is. So, but I think that is a better idea to use the longer setting thinner epoxy for the fillets. But all right, I also have everything all scuffed up, and I'm just going to try to focus and get some good precise work in tonight. And I'm going to cut this away, and instead of doing 2 videos, I'll splice the other one into this. But the key is to not make too big of a mess. You can see where I got, just doing this a little bit, I got epoxy all over this thing. So the key is to get it neat and not just functional, but there can be some neatness and thought put into it. But at the very least, it will be functional for sure. That I'm sure of. So I'm gonna get started on that. I'm really excited, and then I can get this in. Finally we'll work on getting the fin can maybe tomorrow mounted into the airframe. Get that all buttoned up tight, and then we can start working on. I think the paint, man. I don't see why not. I got the ab bay. By the way, I'm gonna have to put this aside for now. Problem with the all thread that it's not taking the nuts. It's just not. So I got one side to work pretty good, for the most part, but the other thread is useless. And I tried sanding it and smoothing the edges and stuff, trying to get it to work. But I even tried running the wing nut down and just trying to get the thread straightened out. And it did go, but the little threads or the little nuts would not for some reason. So I was a little frustrated with that, but whatever. It's going back in the day for now. I've got the coupling. I can get the airframe together. So that's the good thing about it is I do have the single deploy as well. So yeah, this is a beautiful piece of hardware right here. It's gonna look so good on the back of that rocket. But once I get the fins on, then I'll screw this all the way tight. And as we slide everything in, I know I'm in the right spot when we're sitting on this shoulder right here, and these fins are touching the front here. So I think I'm all set. I've measured 30 times and I'm going to glue once. So what could go wrong? So I'll cut away or cut back. It might even be in the morning when I finally do. And should see some results on here. All right. So I'm really looking forward to this. We're now able to really move forward with the project. Oh, I got my camera too. I haven't experimented much with that yet, so we'll do another video for that, or maybe get some ideas from you guys. It's not an ideal camera. It would have been an ideal camera for a 4-inch rocket. Then it is an ideal camera, and I'll show you why. It's not ideal for this one though. I mean, and if it was just sideward facing, no problem. But I'm just obsessed with getting that down body view. But anyway, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. First, let's get the structure of this rocket going and get the fins on here and start moving in that direction. So I'm excited about that, and we'll come back later. We'll see how we did.